Hello everyone, this is Sepa Anjum. So today we're going to talk about a very amazing topic that is Kubernetes. I hear everyone is talking about it and it really become quite popular topic nowadays. So without wasting any time, let's see what actually Kubernetes is. So now let's see what actually Kubernetes is. Technically, it is an open source container orchestration system for automating computer applications, their deployment, scaling, and management. Simply, it helps us to manage the containerized applications, those applications which are made up of hundreds and thousands of containers or more than that. So, to handle such large amount of containers, the services like Kubernetes helps us. Now, what Kubernetes was actually designed by the Google. What are containers? A container is a ready-to-use software package containing everything needed to run an application. The code, the system libraries, the every other necessary component is present in the container. So that is basically a container is. Every part, every component and other dependencies which are required and which are actually very necessary to run a particular application, all these things are stored together within a container. So containerization technology enables an app to be wrapped inside a containers which contains all its dependencies. Okay, you might be curious to know that what was the need to develop a service like Kubernetes. Now let's see. Kubernetes was developed to handle the containerized applications. The rise in the microservices actually caused the increased usage of the container technology, and slowly applications which are made up of hundreds and thousands of containers and even more than that, they started developing. And to handle such big amount of containers, such load of containers by the self-made tools or simply by script was actually very complex. So this particular scenario caused the need for having orchestration technologies like Kubernetes. So this was the reason for the behind the development of a service like Kubernetes. Okay, now let's have a look at the advantages of Kubernetes. Kubernetes has many advantages. First is high availability. That is the app will have no downtime and it is actually accessible anywhere and anytime by the user. Second is scalability, which means that app will have high performance, it load fast, and the user will have very high response rate from the application. Third one is the disaster management, or we can say the disaster recovery, which basically means that if an infrastructure has some problems, like the data is lost or the server explode or something bad happens with the server, so the infrastructure has to have some kind of mechanism to keep up the data and to restore it to the latest state, or the app actually doesn't lose any data. So the orchestration technologies like Kubernetes has this advantage that the containerized application can run from the latest state after the recovery. So that was a very brief introduction about the Kubernetes. Thank you so much.
Hello, I am Priyanshi Jetha. I am currently in second year pursuing my BTech in Computer Science with Big Data Analytics from Modi University. Today I will be talking about the basics of web development and also what HTML exactly is. So let's begin. We all are familiar with this term web development because it's quite popular. It is the process of creating web applications or websites. And we all use web applications in our daily life, right? Like social networking sites or e-commerce sites. So there are two broad divisions of web development. The first one is front-end development, that is also known as client-side development. And the other one is back-end development, that is also known as server-side development. So front-end is all about what users see and interact with. It basically deals with the user interface, that is जो visual part होता है websites का. But backend includes the things which users don't usually see. It is the development of the internal server side of the web application. and it is all about the implementation of logic behind creating that website. The next thing is, how do they both communicate? So front end and back end, they both interact through HTTP requests. जो client होता है who is using the website, it sends the request to backend, or we can say it sends the request to server using the HTTP protocol to retrieve or modify data. Then backend processes this request and it sends the response via HTTP. Then frontend receives this response and it again processes it and then displays the result to the user through website. So this is what web development is. Now let's see what is HTML. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and we can say that it is a special code for marking up text in order to turn it into a web page. And web page का जो भी structure, design और content हमें display होता है, it is all managed by HTML. The HTML page helps to link all the resources on the server. HTML is widely used due to its undeniable advantages. Some of its advantages are that the language is really easy to learn and use. It is supported by all common browsers and it can be integrated with programming languages. So, almost every web page on the net is written in HTML and it forms the backbone of every web application. We can also see the HTML document of any website on our Google Chrome or any browser. So here's an example. You can open any website on Google Chrome or any browser. Then simply right click anywhere and select view page source option like given in this picture in the left hand side. And you will see the source code of web page, something like this given in the right side. This source code is written in HTML language. So this is all about what HTML is and what it is used for in web development. Thank you GDSC for this wonderful opportunity of Tech in Words. Thank you.
Hello everyone, today we are going to know about cryptocurrency. Usually, when we watch movies, videos, web series, etc. on our mobile phones, we often see an ad of Bitcoin. He says to trade in Bitcoin, invest in Bitcoin. So, what is this Bitcoin? This Bitcoin is the most popular digital currency, but a means of payment which is purely electronic, which is not physically tangible like dollar bills or coins, etc. So basically, this is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is a form of payment that can be exchanged for goods and services. So basically, electronic currency is the cryptocurrency, and these all cryptocurrency work under a blockchain. So guys, let's take one more example of our daily life where we use cryptocurrency. As we all know, during COVID-19, we were not able to shop offline, so we all started using online shopping. And we all have noticed when we do online shopping, we collect some super coins, and these super coins we can't touch and we can't save to our bank accounts. So we can just use these super coins in our another order, and so this is cryptocurrency. So the conclusion is cryptocurrency is nothing, it is just a digital currency.